Kia ora, and welcome to day 24 of MonthDone and a month of mindful moments with tangling. From our hookasai wave yesterday, I wanted to blend it into another tangle, one that often gets overlooked, but can bring an easy joy across the page, Chartz by zentangle.com. So just choose one of the lines from the edge of your wave, and we're just going to start there. I prefer to draw my zigzags going towards me, so I'm just going to rotate my book and go and draw some zigzags across your page or your spread today. If you prefer to draw across the way, of course feel free to do that too. Once we have our first zigzag line, we're going to aura this line. I did mention it was a very simple tangle. And so, just gently aura the line that is already in front of you, understanding where your pen goes by just using the previous zigzag as a guide. And then it uses very, very simple little perfs. So just draw a small one to begin with, and then draw one below that gets slightly bigger and slightly bigger again. If you like, you can just leave a little area of white inside these black orbs, just as if they're a little highlight. Doesn't need to be big, just small. And as we go down, getting into the wider and wider space within and underneath all of these zigzags, just focus on the next orb, drawing it slightly bigger than the one before. Start small, go slightly bigger again, and bigger again. And then finally the big one, which is about level with the bottom of your zigzags as they go across your page. It can be a nice focus as you're drawing your line of black perfs or black orbs underneath the zigzags, just to gently focus on getting an increase in size each time as you do your little next orb. Once I've done the ones on the bottom, I'm then going to start and do the ones on the top. I certainly find it easier to rotate my page and keep with that same flow each time when you're drawing your perfs. Each one getting slightly bigger than the one before. The only thing I've moved here when I'm turning my paper or my book the other way up is where I'm leaving that little white highlight. This time I'm leaving them at the bottom of my perfs so that they match the the highlights that are at the top on the zigzags that are below. Oh, I think I've got room for one more. Can be a lovely way just to slowly increase the size. Really focus on the scale, intentionally with your pen, moving the orbs to be a little bit bigger each time you do the one next door. Very simple process of just increasing the size when you move on to the one next door, which is why I tend to rotate my page or my tile as I'm going along. And just change it so that I'm always increasing the size of the orb from the one before. Please note I'm talking about drawing circles. I like to draw orbs. You should draw orbs too, because if yours is not a perfect circle, we don't need to worry about it. Gently get into that lovely rhythm, just increasing the size each time as you draw the next orb below. For the shading with Chartz, I want to do what I call a little bit of a floating shade. There are lots of different ways to shade tangles, but today I'm just going to do a little float. I'm just drawing a little smile away from my drama orbs, floating off to the side, a little smile around each one. You'll notice they're not touching. And so I'll finish them all off with just a little smile beside each one. Not touching, just beside. Then I'll use my tortillon to gently just blend my little smiles just a little bit. Again, I'm not allowing this shadow of shading to touch the little black orbs at all. There are lots of different ways to shade a tangle. This one is quite a different one and not one that's often seen, but it makes a lovely little movement effect to the black orbs as we go. Gently, gently, just smudge your smiles. And it creates, as you can see, that lovely movement within the black orbs of Chartz. Of course, there are lots of different ways to change your shading. I have a little guide here on different ways to shade tangles. There are lots in here in this tiny little portable way of various different ways of shading tangles. However, I just want to talk now about the prompt today. My body feels. Although sometimes paths to health can sometimes take a little bit of a zigzag route through life, listen to your body today. Just pause for a moment, sit up straight, throw those shoulders back, and take a slow, deep breath as you finish your tangling today. Feel your feet flat on the floor, and then take that focus from your feet up through your legs and slowly through your knees, up through your thighs and through your torso, through your chest and your neck. And then when you hit your jaw, just relax it. Then breathe in and out, slowly. Right down here, how your body feels now. Enjoy the body focus and see you again tomorrow.